Hi guys, I would like to say something about the Israeli situation now. Normally the war is over already, and by the way, this even war wasn't. We can't call it war. There wasn't normal clashes even. So they just made up the big story, even if people died very tragically. That's awful, but it is like this. It is set up like that, and now they are keeping just people all around the world in tension. What will erupt from it between the Islamic world and the West, and also that very small amount of people know about that the elite, the 1%, is working without the borders, so there are no enemies. They are just playing the enemies and pushing forward to people fight between each other, and they are making their agenda go through. So this is happening now in Israel with this everything. This was decided, I think, on the annual meeting at the UN here in New York. He was invited, Ibrahim Raisi was invited, the Netanyahu was there, everybody was there. So in such a meetings they are making such a movements to happen, and then they are keeping people under complete stress that will erupt the Third World War. People's mind is set up other way. But I just tell you something. The Third World War is coming soon. But before the Third World War erupt, Israel will live in peace 3 years. Normally 1185 days after dividing of Israel, there will be a peace. So this war, I don't call it war because it's just a conflict. They shooting over rockets. They bomb the houses in Gaza, and that's it. There are no clashes with army. They were promising that they will invade Gaza with ground. Doesn't happen, and it will not happen, because there are some points from Iran that if they attack Gaza by ground, they will invade with Hezbollah from north. And also they are playing out this situation from Ezekiel 38, that Israel will be invaded from north and became the Third World War, the Gog and Magog war. This is also not like this, because Israel in that war, what is coming, will be in security, and there will be no one army at the border to waiting and clash with the coming army. So it is written like this. So this made up the stage for the peace deal between Palestine and Israel. They will give Palestinian state with the capital of Jerusalem, and we stepped in the last 7 years. So if somebody didn't see the map of the last 7 years what I made, there are the major signs how everything starts, and how many days will be between the sign and to the next sign. There will be the third temple. There I was questioning, because I didn't see it until this conflict erupted. Clear the picture, because there will be a Egyptian war. There will be a Egyptian war and then the second attempt to this Egyptian war, and I didn't see the picture from where they can invade Egypt or attack Egypt. And now after this Gaza war conflict, I get the clear picture about it, that it will be exactly from the Gaza Strip where Egyptian army will lose, because if you watched how in a couple of days Egypt was divided in two, and here they showed up exactly what and how, who is with whom and how. And Daniel 11 from verse 21 up to verse 30 to the verse 30 is describing the first half of the last 7 years, and describing the conflict between the northern king and the southern king. Southern king is Egypt, northern king is all these coalitions what will be. There is also Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, the Sunni Arabs. Oh no, sorry, not the Sunni Arabs, but the Shia Arabs. So that coalition will be, and they will invade Egypt from Gaza. What for big army? There is not written that is some super big army, but now in Gaza there is 50,000 fighters, so it's quite a lot of people if they invade the country. And Egypt will lose the war because the Egyptian government will be sold from inside. So the picture is completely clear, guys. So we are now in the stage of to dividing Israel after these happenings ends, and we are going on the way that they are preparing the peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel. There will be a peace between these countries, between the Sunni Arabs, and then in those days, on these peaceful days, there will be a coalition of nation of the Shia Islamic nations, and in those nations there will be 10 nations, and in those nations, between those people will one guy who has no royal family, royal blood, will take over the kingdom, and he will be the Gog from the land of Magog. This will be not a Russian president like a Putin they are telling, or some Iranian big head, but one guy who don't know anybody, and he will take over the coalition, the kingdom, through intrigue. It is written in Daniel 11:22 and up, 11:21 and up until the verse 30. And the verse 31, he is sending the army against Israel. Meanwhile, he invade Egypt. He will want to invade Egypt one more time, but it doesn't happen because some boats will come to rescue Egypt from the Mediterranean Sea, and these kind of happenings, they are playing out now to confuse people who knows about these happenings, you know. And you have to be very vigilant to see these things what are happening. And if you are watching the map of the last 7 years what I made up with the help of God, if you watch that map, if you watch that map, you can see clear these happenings will come through, and these happenings you can see a forehead what and how will happen. Also in this conflict you can see clear picture how it will end, what and how it happens. Next year there are elections in America. Biden administration needs to win the elections, and if they set up a peace deal between Israel and Palestine and some maybe with Saudis, they will win the election easily. So this is to come in the near future, and now I am 100% sure that Israel will be divided very, very soon after this happening, for sure. So please share the video, subscribe on the channel, and put a like if you like the video. I say to you hello, amen and amen. Ciao, ciao.